Hi, everyone. This is an overview of Chapter 4, and this chapter is focused on problems of the family. And in this chapter, of course, we'll start with a look at a historical perspective of family. And it's interesting, I think, to recognize that families didn't always look the way they look today. Particularly if you're a younger individual, you know that families today come in all sizes, shapes, colors, ethnicities, makeups, extended families, etc. But while this is the case today, and was it the case in the past, at least in terms of extended family living together, the idea of blended families and same-sex families that are headed by same-sex partners, and even thinking about families of choice versus biological families. You know, we're all born into some sort of family. Maybe we are fortunate enough to live our whole lives in our family of origin. And some of us are not. Some of us may be adopted, or we may have had to be placed into the foster care system for whatever reason. And so it's important to recognize that there's not only one type of family, that all families really have some value. But it's also important to recognize that one of the places where we should experience care and love and affection and acceptance is not the case for all people. And so, if you were fortunate enough to have that kind of a family where you got the care and the love and acceptance, you are a pretty fortunate person because many people don't have that. And so, this chapter will help you to understand, for those of you who are not familiar with dysfunctionalism that occurs in families, will help you to understand, hopefully, a little bit better about the dysfunctionalism that does occur in families sometimes. As well as just understanding the ways in which in the United States we don't really support families the way that, in a way that shows we really value families. It seems, at least to me, since I've traveled to quite a few other countries, and I've had some opportunity to find out about family leave policies in other countries, that generally in European countries, you are a lot better off as a parent because if you're a female, you typically will get 1 to 2 years off to stay home with your child, your new child, and you'll get full pay. And if you're if you're the mother. If you're the father of the child, you get typically up to a year off, again at full pay. And there are generous child care subsidies that the government provides, which is quite different from here. Any parent, single or in a couple, will tell you that finding childcare for very young children is quite difficult, and it's very expensive when you do find it. Anyway, this chapter is really focused on the families, both the good and the bad of families, and I've created a couple of what I hope are interesting activities for you to complete in this module. So I'll see you next week for the overview of the week 5 chapter, chapter 5.